Hi, it's Kris Barrett here, and in today's video, we are going to talk about sleep. I have yet to meet anyone that I worked with that said their child on the spectrum was a good sleeper. So, and here's the thing, if your child's not sleeping, neither are you. So that can be really, really bad. Look, lack of sleep is so bad for so many reasons, and it can really underpin a lot of health conditions that we have down the track. But basically, lack of sleep really leads for us just to getting into a cycle of not being able to manage our day. So if you're not sleeping, you wake up tired. So just think about it from your perspective. You wake up tired. Oh, I won't exercise this morning because I need another 10 minutes in bed. So then your exercise and movement goes out the window. You seem to be really hungry and make very odd food choices when you're very tired. So it's hard to get the right nutrition. And then we get into this cycle of then, we're sort of like tired and wired, and then we're reaching for coffee and sugary snacks just to, keep us going through the day. And then we're trying to wind down at night with some wine or something just to try and get us to go to sleep. And then we get stressed because we think, oh, I really need to sleep because I haven't slept for 3 nights or whatever. Now, we can understand that feeling, and we know how horrible it feels. For our kids who can't tell us that, usually the lack of sleep, sets itself up for me just a really rotten day. And that will come out in behavior. It will come out in agitation. It will come out in being oppositional and unable to focus. And so if you're seeing those sorts of things, again, we're getting into that cycle. So then, the kids' cortisol levels rise as well. Now, cortisol is our stress response hormone, and that can take us into that, a few things that can take us into that fight or flight mode. So it can be when they're really oppositional, their cortisol is really high and they can't bring that down to relax. So they might be oppositional in that fight mode. They might freeze. It's a flight, fight, or freeze mode. And that freeze is just sitting there, unable to make a decision, like literally being in la la land or whatever. If it's in the classroom, they might not be able to answer the teacher's question because their cortisol levels have just sort of, brought them into that. Now, when cortisol levels are high, we can't sleep because we need our cortisol levels low to actually be able to go to sleep and then produce melatonin, which is our sleep hormone. And some of you might even have your children taking melatonin to get them to sleep. So if we can nail our sleep, we can nail the day. Really, really. So we at some point we just need to break the cycle. Now, I've been there. I had, my son Tim didn't sleep. He would run around the house screaming at night. We had to eventually put a gate on his room so that we knew he was safe, and he'd stop screaming and just fall asleep on the floor. But at least we could get some sleep, because otherwise the whole household was getting no sleep. So I understand, and I was an insomniac for like 20 years and using wine and sleeping pills and things like that. So sleep is very dear to my heart, and life is so much better for everybody when everybody sleeps. So I just want to give you a few ways that you can think about implementing and to try and improve your child's sleep. And by improving your child's sleep, you're going to improve your sleep. Everyone is going to be happier and healthier for that. So it is one of those things that's very, very hard to nail just with food. I'm a nutrition coach, and I'd love to tell you if you just change how your child ate, then they'd sleep all night. That's not quite true. But we can actually give some foods which are high in tryptophan. Now, tryptophan is one of those amino acids, and it's sort of like, just makes you calm. So it's really high in turkey. So I don't know, you hear the stories about people having a big turkey lunch, for Thanksgiving and having to have a nap in the afternoon. I don't know. But turkey, walnuts, and bananas are all very high in tryptophan. Now, also like a warm milk drink. Now, we don't do dairy, but I would do, maybe a warm almond milk or something, that warm and calming milk. So in terms of food, they're the sorts of foods that you might want to see if you can put in somewhere at night, maybe even, like a small piece of banana before bed, or something like that, or a couple of walnuts would be really good. Light is a really big one. So having the bedroom as dark as you can, and that will help you produce melatonin. So we do need melatonin to go to sleep. So if you're able to like get your body right, and when it's very dark, it signals to your body, right, this is the time that we need melatonin. I've had to resort to using sleep masks sometimes for myself because I'm really sensitive to any light. So if I'm sleeping somewhere where there's not blackout curtains, I will use a sleep mask. Your child might not like that. So just have a think about even, putting a blanket up in their room just to make that room as dark as you can and give the body a chance to actually kick the melatonin in, which will help sleep. We have temperature. We want it not too hot and not too cold. So this one can be tricky because I know a lot of our kids are sensory and like some weight on them. And I know Tim was like that, and I know I'm like that. So you have to get that balance right between having the weight to satisfy the sensory need, but not being too hot, because overheating, if it doesn't sort of prevent you from getting to sleep, it will wake you up later in the night. So we need that delicate balance. And I love to use a fan. I don't like to sleep with the air conditioner on, but I find a fan really helpful just to keep that air circulating. So think about the temperature in the room as well. Think about the devices. This is really true. The blue light coming from computers, iPads, it's not good. And our kids are on the devices a heck of a lot. I would say that, 2 hours before bed, there's no devices, just to clean that environment up, because they are very stimulating. So the blue light and the EMFs and things that are coming from the kids' devices are very stimulating. So that is just going to make the bedtime protracted. It's going to make it harder. And let's just do what we can, like these simple little things to actually make bedtime better and sleep better, because we're going to make our days better. So have a think and just have a look, are you or your child, are you laying in bed scrolling on Facebook, getting the blue light, getting the stimulation? Is your child doing the same? So, and maybe just thinking about a different bedtime routine that doesn't involve devices for 2 hours before bed. You'll notice a really big difference. Magnesium is an awesome calming mineral. Now, most of us are deficient in magnesium. Magnesium is good for so many things. I think we all should be taking it, but it's especially good for calming. And then taking it at the end of the day or at bedtime is amazing. So there's a few ways you can do magnesium. You can take a magnesium supplement. Epsom salts baths is one of my favorite ways just to calm the kids down. So like a nice warm bath. Epsom salts are a really good source of magnesium. They are magnesium sulfate, and the body will absorb that through the skin. So as your child's soaking in the bath, that can be relaxing. They can be, reading some bath books or playing some pretend games. I love to put some essential oils in the bath as well. And then you'll be getting that magnesium, which is a calming mineral, which is going to help at bedtime and going to sleep. So I think we should all be taking magnesium regardless. So that would be very helpful. I love doing some breathing, meditation, or sleep stories. My kids, from day one that I brought them home, we had music on when they sleep there. My daughter's an adult now and living overseas, and she still goes to bed, and so does Tim, listening to a story or listening to some instrumental music, something that will just calm. I'm the same. Even if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll put something back on. There's some great apps out there that have free stories. Insight Timer is an awesome app. You can choose guided meditations, just music. They have specific kids ones. I think there's a great Thomas one. I think it's on Insight Timer, or is it on Calm? Calm's another great app. that has a whole lot of different meditations and music and stories and things. And Headspace is another one too. And again, just see what works for your child. I really like the stories. I like someone talking to me. So I like the sleep stories. Some people will prefer just, either nature sounds or instrumental music or something like that. But that can be, there's so many free apps, and that can just become a really nice routine as well. And it can just, tell the brain, it's all that subconscious stuff of just telling the brain to calm down, time for sleep. And then something that I have really great success with is using calming essential oils for sleep. That can be in a diffuser in the bedroom, so that the oils are sort of, just coming in and just being gradually absorbed during the night. It can be also a really nice massage, and a little, a lot of my clients' kids love their back massage before bed or their foot massage. It's a lovely bonding time. You've got that extra touch as well, which is really important. And using oils like, lavender, vetiver, frankincense, they're very calming, and they're just going to calm the nervous system and give you a better chance of getting some really successful and good nourishing sleep. So there's just a few ideas, easy things you can do. Have a think about those, see which one you might want to try first. Obviously, you don't need to try everything all at once. See what works best for you too. And I'd love to hear what you've tried and if you've had any success. So please remember to subscribe, ring the little bell below so that you're notified when the next videos are up, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye.